odd topic for this week. I want to put that out there right away. Welcome to your year of fear. This is technically the third week, and it's our gratitude month. Don't forget, every day, 30 days of thankful, 30 days of grateful, whatever hashtag you'd like to use. Use it every day, or not. You don't have to put it on Facebook. In fact, you can keep a journal. You can video record yourself. Do whatever you want. Express yourself however you need to express yourself. And be grateful for something every day. Also, you're supposed to be doing your random act of kindness each day. And then have your gratitude themes for the week if you're encouraging donations or organizing people to do good things. Yay! So keep that up. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. This week, I specifically chose help and intervention from our spirit family, which is weird considering the other weeks. This week totally sticks out as something that probably doesn't fit. So I'm interested to see how this fits in. I have a feeling it's because of a lot of the upset that came through with the election. I'll leave it at that. Sorry. But we can always ask for help and intervention from our spirit family, our guides, our teachers, just our other spiritual friends and neighbors and all this stuff. People are always afraid to ask for help, which I get because I'm totally proud and completely stubborn. Like, truly, I am. But when you need help, ask. There's a difference between need and want, I think. And for each person, it's different. So, no judgment. But, the three biggies are expressing an intention, prayer. And if you feel like doing, I hate to call it like a religious thing, but a lot of people have rituals that they do that don't have anything to do with religion or spirituality. Even if it's your bedtime routine, that's a ritual. If it's your morning routine, that's a ritual. So if you have a ritual that you do to ask for help from your spirit family, this would be a great week to do that, or to come up with one. How do we incorporate our spirituality to the everyday, right? That's the whole discussion about our lives. How do we do this? And it doesn't have to be some big ritual, Catholic Church, Christmas Mass, 5 hours of whatever. No, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, it could be 15 minutes of meditation every day. It could be prayers before bed. It could be just silently expressing gratitude before a meal. There are a bajillion different ways that you can ask for help from your spirit family. Guided meditation. I love those. It's like a no-fail kind of thing, especially if you're stressed and you have a million other things on your mind. A guided meditation kind of just like keeps you on that path, so you're not like grocery, laundry, oh my gosh, bills, oh my gosh, this, oil change, I gotta get an oil change. The guided meditation keeps you straight and clear and focused. I like those. No, I don't have any I recommend, but I always listen to it awake before I listen to it meditatively. Some things just throw me off. Like if someone mispronounces words, like that bothers me. That snaps me out of things. Like I'm like, oh, nope, now it's ruined. So listen to them beforehand. There's a bajillion on YouTube, some really, really good ones too. I'll see if I can find some this week and put it up on the Facebook page. Oh, gracious, I'm a mess. Intervention. Intervention is obviously different than asking for help. Sometimes we just need to be pointed in the right direction. And a lot of times that's when we see our signs and symbols. Whether it's numbers, the same time every day, something just gets your attention, feathers, pennies, the usual long list of signs and symbols, music, that sort of thing. But that's hey, pay attention. Hey, over here. Hey, pay attention. Versus intervention is like, okay, stop, collaborate and listen, or hammer time, whatever. That's more of a hey, stop. That doesn't happen very often. That's why I don't feel like intervention actually happens very often. Obviously, dangerous incidences when we're extremely emotional, in the bad way, in the good way, they're like, yay, but, in the bad way. But we all have those moments. And a lot of times I always ask for comfort. I will pray for comfort from the angels, especially when I'm sick. I do that a lot when I'm sick. I do it a lot when the kids are sick, I always ask the angels to give them comfort so that they can rest and heal and that sort of thing. So when I'm really upset or really stressed, I will ask for comfort. And it just kind of feels like a warm blanket being snuggled against you. And it's like, the things that I was really upset over aren't that bad. I'm going to be okay. That's like the thing. I consider that a small kind of intervention. Sometimes you just need that dose of, yeah, everybody's there. It's cool. You're all right. You're not going crazy. Sometimes it does feel like that. We all have our dark chapters. Yeah, let's go with that. When life is not so perfect and things go terribly wrong, even if it's not of your own accord, they go wrong. Usually there is intervention there. I've had a lot of women struggling with, I don't want to say depression, but maybe borderline depression, being so upset over a longer period of time, and kind of having the lack of self, the lack of caring about much of anything else. And we've all had those moments. We have, and they'll tell me, because I love it when people share their stories with me. They'll tell me, I was really thinking about doing something bad, harming myself, just, maybe going out and drinking and doing something I shouldn't be doing something unsafe, and something happened. And that something is the intervention. Like, hey, don't do that. Don't drive drunk. Don't blah, blah, blah. Don't go down that dark alley alone. Don't do that stuff. Yeah. Common sense stuff that when we're really upset, we don't think about. Or we do think about, we don't care about. And that's when the intervention kind of steps in. Will there always be intervention? No. Unfortunately, bad things are meant to happen. If you've requested certain challenges in your life, and then you don't really want them, but they happen anyway, then they really aren't allowed to intervene. And I really hate talking about those kind of instances, because a lot of them have to do with drugs and alcohol. A lot of them have to do with abuse. Unfortunately, battery, rape, that sort of thing. And it's not your fault, obviously. It just hurts to talk about terrible things, but it needs to be said. Whether it was written in your soul contract or not, it doesn't matter. Usually when we draw up our soul contracts, we don't even pick. We say, I need a challenge so that I can learn self-love. I need a challenge to remind myself that I'm strong. I need a challenge to grow and overcome. And crappy stuff happens. Like, yeah. It sucks. It does. It truly, truly does. And there's nothing that can make it better except healing yourself in time and that sort of thing. But that is rare and few and far between. And typically they are literally waiting to intervene. Thankfully, there are a lot of instances where things almost happen to people. And I'm like, oh, hallelujah. We don't want bad things to happen to people. No, I mean, a lot of us learn lessons the hard way. I think my dad swears that if I could do everything the hard way in life, I would. Probably. He's probably right. And I've had a lot of bad crap happen to me. I have. But I've only had intervention twice. Once was when I just wasn't paying attention. I was super upset, and I was in a bad neighborhood that I had the option to not go that way. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going, because I'm stubborn, and thankfully, I ended up being at a bus stop exactly when the bus came and got back to where I was going. but super sketchy people hanging around that bus stop. No, I mean, it's no guarantee that something would happen. There's a distinct possibility nothing would happen. There's possibility something would happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have any money. I was a college kid, but there were other interventions that were little interventions. I remember, talk about stupid college mistakes. I remember going to a frat party, and I didn't drink. I was sober sister. One of the girls that I was with, I went with like 6 girls. One of the girls that I was with was acting strange. Drunk, super, just not herself. And it clicked. Thankfully didn't take very long for me to realize that somebody had drugged her drink. I was drinking bottled water just because they didn't have anything else. So I was completely safe, obviously, thank goodness. But once I realized that it happened once, that was it. I got the girls and I was like, we're going home. Like now, like before now. And some of the guys just tried to stop us. And I was like, you know what, I'm sorry. She's already drunk. We need to go home. And they're like, let us call the bus, stay a little bit longer. And I'm like, no, we'll walk. It's not that far. It was really far, for the record. It was really far. We got halfway across that campus and thankfully ran into a payphone and we called the bus from there. But yeah, absolutely. I do worry about what if we had stayed longer? What if some of the other girls' drinks were drugged? Because we only could carry her home. There was no way I was carrying 3 girls home. There was no way. Yeah. And thankfully we had spread the word before we left. And we spread the word around all the campuses, not to be with those people again, but, bad things could have happened. And I'm grateful that I knew something was wrong, even though I kind of at first had no idea what was wrong. I was like, all right, we need to go. You need to go now. You need to go now. You need to go immediately. You need to leave the premises. And I did think, I was like, wow, it's cold out. Man, maybe I won't go now. And then just something was like, you need to leave. And, I consider that intervention. Other than that, I've been hit by cars twice. Knock on wood. I haven't actually been in a major car accident. And I am super grateful for that. Because I've known so many people that have been hurt long term, the neck and all that stuff. I worry all the time. I drive like a grandmother. Everyone says so, but I'm super cautious because I don't want that. Especially, oh, heaven forbid, the dogs or the kids be in the car. I'd lose my brain. But, I know a lot of people who tell me, I would have been in a car accident if I hadn't been stuck behind the slowest driver on earth. I almost got hit, but at the last minute, I felt something pull the wheel. That sort of thing. Intervention. That's intervention. Whether it's on a small scale or a large scale, that's intervention. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. Whether they brush it off, that's up to them. Whether they consider it an intervention, it's up to them. Whether they just consider it common sense kicking in, which completely possible, but. This week, I want you to think about, oh my God, you're taking forever. This week, I want you to think about, I might have to redo this. This week, I'd like you to think about what interventions you have had in your lifetime so far. I want you to think about help, little instances of help that have occurred. I want you to think about yourself being used as help intervention. I have been in places where, I've interrupted things that could have gone badly. I'm never one to stand by silently, ever. So I've certainly been in a place where I was the help for somebody else, where I was the intervention for somebody else. Do you have any experiences like that? Let me know. Next week you get back to normal topics. So I hope this is timely. If somebody needs this, please, ask for help if you need it. It's never a bother. They're not bothered. They can do a bajillion things at once. I can only do 7, but they can do a bajillion. And you're never taking away their time or energy from anybody else because that's not how that works. So if you need help, if you need comfort, I love that blanket. Pray, ask, do a ritual, whatever you feel good with. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.